Your questions, I answer them. I don't know what the accent is, don't even ask, just go with it before people get hurt. Okay? The first question for this whole shindig, and if you don't know what's going on, look for the other video where I'm wearing the exact same goddamn clothes. It's probably the one right before this one. And watch that first. There may have been an explanation in there. Actually, fuck it, don't watch that. It's shite. Just read the description, you'll figure out what's going on. Or bathe yourself in the mystery of life. Embrace it. Just go with it. Whatever works for you. First question that I'm answering from the whole hoo-da-ha questions things that you guys asked was not a video response. It was a comment one. Holy crap! And if anybody else left comments that were legit questions and I ignored them, I'm sorry, it means I don't love you as much, obviously. Duh. Or I didn't see it. Or I forgot about it. Or I hit a wall with my brain. Just the brain though, my skull was fine. It was a weird situation. Spring break. So this was RetroDemoScene. Or scene, if you know how to pronounce things. Your link to your channel is included down here, bitch. Look at that. Look at how fucking fancy this shit is. Your question was, I should ask a question. No, that's not a question, that's a statement. The legit question was, your country is suddenly overrun by the undead, and something about you have a plane ticket to get out. Stay and be turned, or leave. And for some reason you put anywhere but England in the UK, with a smiley face. I don't understand that qualification, but I will play by the rules this one time. Well, if it's a legit outbreak and the country's overrun with the undead, what good is a plane ticket? I'm not gonna be able to go anywhere, unless I have my own private jet, in which case the plane ticket's still useless. People are everywhere, including airports, and odds are pretty good. We're aware of it, so there's mass hysteria, there's The Last of Us going on, there's every fucking zombie movie that's come out in the past 15 years. I'm not getting anywhere, am I? It's not gonna happen. Even if I somehow get to the airport, which I don't have an airport anywhere near me, so that's impressive enough, because I have to cross that much freaking traffic and get past that many different people who are turning, panicking, trying to save their families, trying to save their own asses above mine. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria! I'm not getting anywhere. So I don't think I have much choice. I'm probably gonna stay, and I'll do what I can to survive and help others survive, but odds are pretty good I'm gonna die. And I will find a way to make sure that I don't be turned. I will have something on me, some way for which I can die by my own accord before I'm turned. But there's a thing, I don't read enough about zombie lore. If I were to zombies behind me, that bookshelf is a zombie. Weird looking zombie. And I take a screwdriver, the only thing I have on hand is a screwdriver, and I jam it in my eye, kill my brain, I'm dead. Done. I'm not alive anymore. But if the zombie then, still tries to chew on me, how long do I have to be dead before it doesn't work if it's like a virus thing? And if it's magic, then it kind of doesn't matter. Unless the zombies are all in control of one other person. This is hurting my head. I answered your damn question. Now leave me alone. Number 2 is about Novabug. These aren't in order of anything other than that's how I copied and pasted it. What's the one thing on your body that you'd like to change? Well, the obvious answer is, of course, I'd like to be skinnier, or I'd like to be stronger, more specifically, but those are both within my control, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go with either my short, stumpy legs, because seriously, everything else on me is pretty decently proportioned, but then you get from my knees to my ankles, and it's like they ran out of dough. I have hobbit legs and I don't like them. Either that or my incredible amount of facial hair. Damn. Ow. 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 I should really get a razor. But what of the little children and their toys? Ho ho ho! I used to make a joke, and forgive me if I've already told you this before, but I'm gonna tell you again, so you're gonna have to deal with it. When I was a kid, I used to joke about running away and joining the circus, and how the only job that would be most applicable for me would be to be the bearded lady. I think my body, somewhere along the line, thought that was a request, because damn, I got some facial hair. Mustache was, okay, dramatization. Unsolved Mysteries-esque dramatization there. Whiskers, mustache, eyebrow, singular. My bangs aren't actually from the top of my head. That's my eyebrow. I just comb it and then comb it again. I can't even begin to explain how long it takes. 3 hours worth of hair removal before I'm even presentable. And this is the final product, too. It's bad. It's bad news bears. Oh. Long voice post. My brother Dave asked, could the Hulk take Superman? I'm sure somebody somewhere has done this. I'm sure the internet is, there's one corner that's dedicated just to this. But my personal opinion, not being a big Superman fan nor a Hulk fan, would be that eventually it would end in a draw, I think. I don't know. Well, because presumably they're both bad with collateral damage, and the Hulk can take a beating, and I think the Hulk would be able to beat, well, not really get much damage done on Superman, but I think with their fight, they'd, be doing a lot of this with their hands. That's how you fight. You look at your opponent and you do this. You don't actually fight. What planet are you from? You don't throw punches and kicks. Come on. But I feel as though maybe eventually, depending on where the turf was, Superman might figure out, oh, we're breaking everything. Maybe we take this somewhere where the Hulk can't smash fucking everything in the world. And maybe he takes it into space. Now, I don't understand, I don't know enough about the Hulk, Hulk's anatomy. So during, his hulked up stage, would the gamma radiation have made him impervious to being in space? Has he been in space? I don't know. I don't care. I liked Jekyll and Hyde when it was Jekyll and Hyde. But I have no idea why the Hulk I never cared. But, so presumably if the Hulk can still exist in space, maybe Superman would take him into space, and they'd punchy, and then either it would end in a draw, or if the Hulk can't go to space, like if Superman can't pick him up, take him there, and okay, now we go ding. If it's more just Superman goes, and the Hulk is left going, "Brr," then that would be Superman kind of forfeited, because he bailed. Even if he bailed to save the town, and it wouldn't work because Hulk would still break shit. So I guess it would boil into just how long they could go at it before either the Hulk turned back into Bruce, or excuse me, or they were able to reach an understanding. Maybe. I don't know. Somebody go find some deviant art. I'm sure it's there. But be careful if you're gonna start wading through fan fiction. I don't want to read or find out about the Hulk ship with Superman. That sounds painful and awkward so many ways. guardianDogg, piano player of folklore. Hello. I've almost come to the conclusion that you're not an aardvark, so good news. Your question was if you could reboot any of the Star Trek series, would you, and which one would it be? If I did, it would be original series, because I feel like everybody got a fair amount of time based on what they had available. But that said, I wouldn't. I really truly feel that original series, had it been granted the opportunity to just keep going and growing, had it not been canceled and so abruptly, maybe the Star Trek world wouldn't have gotten as devout. I mean, all of us have at least one show that was cut from us, that was torn asunder. Even if maybe it wouldn't have survived, maybe it would have gone into that milky phase of it's not fresh anymore, it's not enjoyable. We're really watching just because we're dedicated to the show. We all have shows that didn't, that when they were gone, it was a call to arms. unite the geeks! We will fight! And by fight, I mean bitch on the internet and write petitions and maybe even have a random picketing. I don't know. But we've all been there. And I feel like maybe during that time, since it was one of the only really, you know, unique sci-fi things out there, like Lost in Space was okay, but it really was just adventures with this sassy old man, a robot, and, you know, Bill Mooney, who was basically just, you know, the beaver in space. I love that show, but I hate the family. I hate the Robinsons so much. Anyway, I feel as though had it not been canceled, moral of the story, maybe there wouldn't have been quite the strong an outcry, and maybe subsequently there wouldn't have been such a yes embracing of next gen. Maybe I'm wrong. It's very likely that I am. I'm usually wrong. In fact, I'm probably wrong about breathing. Probably doing that wrong too. But yeah, so if I could, it'd be original series, but I never ever would. And I wouldn't with any of the others either. Even if it were a circumstance of give them a second chance, whatever. Nah. They had their time in the sun. JL76 Gaming. Hello, John. How are you? Asked, what superpower would you have? We covered this a long ass time ago, but my answer hasn't changed. I would go for any transformation power at all, be it full-blown Mystique or just even just turning into a werewolf would be fine. I'm not crazy about werewolves, but I love the idea of transforming, and even if it were painful, like theoretically it kind of should be, shouldn't it? I mean, if I want to transform into a bear, my anatomy is not exactly a bear. Facial hair aside. So joints and bones and muscles and tissue is all going to have to expand, and it's going to have to rip and tear and crack, and it's just gotta be agonizing. And even if it happens really fast or slowly, I don't care. If it turns into, you know, an American Werewolf in London transformation sequence, you know, that's totally fine. I'll take it. But in that case, I have to be able to become anything. At least anything, you know, alive. So, and I have to be able to transform back from anything too. And not be susceptible to the, like, obvious deaths that would exist. Like, I would like to be able to change into a jellyfish, but if I transform into a jellyfish and I'm not near a bucket of water, I gotta not be able to die. That could be awkward. I cannot think of a circumstance in which turning into a jellyfish would be beneficial to anyone but me, but yeah. That was sexy, wasn't it? Psychostalker, Matthew. You asked a very simple question. Was your video funny, or do I think you're a cunt? Why does it have to be either or? Really? I watched your video thinking what I think usually when I watch you, and that's you really were one of the lost crew members from the young ones. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Love that show. You say it like it is, yo. That's admirable. My friend Mike, SegaCDUniverse, you know, the one with the crappy accent. He asked what religion is interesting to you. And he and I have talked about this a few times, and like in high school was when I started really exploring the different religions of the world, and a little bit in my short time in college. And the ones that have always appealed to me were, in high school, Wicca was interesting. And then when I got to like senior year, I was really into Buddhism. And college, you know, I continued to explore, and I found the Taoist philosophy, not the religion, they're two different things, was very interesting. It was something that I would like the idea of being able to live by. I can't. I tried, but those were the ones that were more interesting to me. But really all religions are interesting. I haven't found any that I'm aware of that were boring. It's just, you know, those were the ones that appealed the most, I guess. I don't know. Now, I'm in no way, shape, or form saying anything about what religions are good, bad, or otherwise, what's acceptable to believe, what's not acceptable to believe. I've said it before. You believe what you want to believe. I couldn't possibly care less. It's what you do with that belief. That's when Pats gets mad. Be a good person, we got no problems. And that's all I have to say about it. Infected Flinch, Blinky asked, will we colonize out in space, and will we ever, what was the second part? Will we ever find life out in space? Will we do it in our lifetime? I would like to believe yes, on at least finding, life, but I'm inclined to believe otherwise. I personally am surprised that we're still here. But do I believe there is life in space? Fucking yes. What a horrifically closed-minded idea it is to me to think that there is no possibility of life anywhere else in the entire universe, let alone our own galaxy that we haven't even explored completely. I once had an argument with a human being who we used to be friends. This was not the deal breaker that made us not friends anymore, but he didn't believe in aliens, and his argument was, well, why haven't we seen them yet? Why don't we have a picture or something? And my response, this person was a devout Christian. I'm not picking on Christians, but this person had a devout faith structure. And my response was, well, you seem to believe in God. Have you ever seen a picture of God? Well, yeah, they're all over. No, I mean a photograph. Like actual proof. The same proof that you're requesting. He did not like that answer. But he also didn't have a rebuttal. So, yeah, it would be horrifically disappointing if we, on this rock that we're killing every second, turned out to be the only life in all of the universe. But I'm pretty sure I'll either be senile and in a nursing home, or I'll be, ashes in a jar somewhere, long before we ever get to a point where we're even talking about colonizing. But I would like it if the Asgard showed up. That would be great. Little gray Thor. Would be awesome. Mars Attack would be interesting too. It'd be bad, but interesting. That movie could have been so much better, but whatever. Nick T. Wolf, Big Bad Wolf. Hello, sir. He asked, do I have any cats? What are the names? I do not. Any cats that you see in these videos are phantom cats. They're in fact figments of your imagination that I have manipulated you into viewing. Woo. No, I do a lot of pet sits. Some of my clients have cats. But when I was a kid, I had cats, and we had two. There was Squiggums and there was Seraphim. We think Seraphim was a Maine Coon, just this big, black, poofy bastard. And Squiggums was a tuxedo. Seraphim got out one night, because they were indoor cats. There are a lot of things I'll bitch about with homeowners. Keep your cats indoors. It's safer for them. Period. And subsequently this was the belief back then, but he somehow still managed to get out. He came back home covered in spider webs. We think he ate a spider, and he wasn't with us much longer. Squiggums lived to be an old man. And then we haven't had cats since. And I don't have cats now. And I don't know if I'll ever get cats, frankly. Don't know. We'll see. I'm all about the rescues, but bitch loves her puppy dogs. Sweet Gamer Raz, Rabbit Man Raz, I hate you a lot for your stinking question. Yeah, you said you were gonna go slow, you fucking lied, didn't ya? Yeah, you did. You went slow for the first part and then just right through to the end. What I was able to pull out of it, I think, was that you were asking something of, do you know? And then I feel like the last word sounded a lot like sexy, which when I looked it up, it meant sexy. But all the stuff in between I didn't catch, and I'm not confident that I even have any of that right. So please, if you would be so kind as to enlighten us with what you asked. Or at least write it all in Swedish. I'll translate it from there. I'll find a way. But I spent 6 hours listening to that chunk on repeat, trying to isolate the sounds. And they all just jumbled together. I'm gonna go slow. I'm gonna go slow so you can hear it. I'm gonna lie right to your face. That's what I'm gonna do. But, so anyway, since I don't know what your question was, I will answer instead with, you know, I really don't like banana sundaes. And I don't know why. I don't have anything against bananas, but I don't necessarily love them either. But I can't really digest ice cream, and just putting them together, just all the way around, it's not a happy experience for me. Take that, punk. And Evo Hailer. Giles, you asked, how do they get within a billionth of a second about the Big Bang? How does that work? Science, my friend. When they were growing up, they ate all their vegetables. That's why your mom told you to eat your vegetables and not touch your willy so much. If you hadn't, you know, done that, if you'd eaten your veggies and left your willy alone for more than 3 seconds at a time, you might understand how the universe works. But then again, which is more important? Your willy or all of the universe and creation? I don't like the word creation. Bad choice of words. Your willy or pineapples? No, pineapples are bad too. Your willy? Why am I holding it so close to my face? No. Bananas. We did it, guys! We made it through another one. Anyone who wanted to make a video response and somehow got caught up for a month and a half, almost 2 months. Yeah, shit happens. If anyone who wants to make a video response, go ahead, do it. There's no time limit on these stupid fucking things. I have no idea how long we'll be doing them. If you want to keep them around, okay, cool. I've always got random shite in my head, but I've noticed there's a lot of random questions, things that keep popping up all over the place. Some of them in the form of interviews, some of them not. It's interesting. Subsequently, I might not need to keep doing this. I don't know, do you guys want it to stay? If we do one in June, it'll be a year. Weird thought. But yeah, if you guys want them, let me know. If you don't care anymore, that's fine. I don't care. But I hope everyone had fun, and I love y'all dearly. Thanks to everyone who played along and everyone who wishes they could play along, but they're hostages right now, and the bad guys have their families, and I understand. I understand completely. I don't understand. What? Where did that even come from? Leaving now. Thank you guys. Love you very much. Get the fuck out of my goddamn living room. Bye.